BDO was looking at a lot of this anyway this year, making assessments about tax leaders, how they're performing, what their challenges are around the world. And it's a different picture in different sectors, isn't it? So America's very different from Asia. You've got the Americas, Europe.
Our research, which is Global Tax Outlook 2020, it's telling us 3 or 4 important things, which we've talked about: the desire to comply and the obligation, the ability to deal or grapple with tax changes around the world, the move from tax being not so much a back office activity, but certainly now right in the heart of the boardroom. These are big, big challenges that all companies are facing. But you do see some differences, and there are some other nuances. So, for example, dealing with tax reform and new tax rules, 80% plus of respondents in the Americas will say that's one of their number one issues. Whereas globally, it's around 60-65%. So you can see that it reflects something very particular about the political situation in the Americas in terms of how governments deal with changing their tax laws to suit whatever their preferences are at that point. Equally, if you take technology, for example, the biggest issue for the Americas is finding resource, whereas for Asia, they've got resource in technology. It's more about roles and responsibilities and deploying it effectively. So there are some kind of subtle differences. There are some other things as well. I mean, one I would just highlight is that I think tax has been in the public eye, perhaps sometimes for the wrong reasons, over the last 5 years or so. And I think businesses are much more aware that there is a greater stakeholder group involved in looking and wanting to know about how you deal with your tax affairs. And our research tells us that businesses have responded to that. Over 40% of business around the world have told us that they have actively changed their tax governance procedures, how they decide questions on tax, how they approach taxation matters, understanding that there are wider stakeholders who are genuinely and legitimately interested in how they go about doing that stuff. And I think that's a very important development and a welcome one.